It's Tuesday, the 6th day of September 2023. Hello and welcome to the newspaper review on TAP TV. My name is Sophia John and I am your host for today. In case you're just joining us for the first time and you're wondering what we do on the newspaper review, the newspaper review is a show where we look at news stories making the front page of Nigerians newspaper. We look at them, dissect them, talk about them extensively. And as usual, I won't be doing this alone. I'm joined by my very amazing colleagues of mine. Jerry, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm very good. Just that I've not slept well since last night.
Okay, why?
Today is Judgment Day now.
Yes, today is Judgment Day.
So no sane Nigerian will sleep well. I slept with one eye. I'll check the time. Oh, it's not 7
it's
yet.
Not
it's
yet.
not time.
I did that too.
Okay,
I did that. Amara, did you do that?
Yes, I felt like Jesus was coming today. Like I felt like Jesus is about to take the world. Like everywhere will be destroyed, but I'm hoping for something positive.
Yes, because that's the future of Nigerians concerned. Despite, irrespective of your personal sentiment, whether it's based on religion, based on ethnicity, we all want a better Nigeria for our children. That's the most important thing. Amara, how are you doing? I didn't ask you.
I feel tense. I feel so tense and perplexed, but fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to what will happen today.
Yeah.
All right, you too can also be a part of the show. Follow us on all our social media handles. We are on Facebook, TAP TV NG. We are on Twitter, TAP TV _NG. We are on Instagram, TAP TV _NG. We are also on TikTok, TAP TV _NG. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms. Without much further ado, we'd like to head over to our first newspaper. For today, we'll be looking at the Daily Sun newspaper. The Daily Sun is leading Judgment Day, anxiety, security alert in Abuja as Tribunal decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate. IGP deployed 7 DIGs, 5 AIGs, riot police to venue across the FCT. You can read that up on page 6 of the newspaper. Occupy Nigerian protests in 2012 induced by politics. That's according to Fayemi, and you can read that up on page 28 of the newspaper. Tinubu, I will remove bottlenecks mutating against ease of doing businesses. That's on page 27 of the newspaper. Wike threatens to revoke land approval over 34 billion naira ground rent. You can read that up on page 27 of the newspaper. Second Abuja runway construction commences next week, ready in 12 months. That's according to Kiyamo, and you can read that up on page 25 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And that's all we'll be taking on the Daily Sun. I would like you to share your thoughts on the major story of today, the story that has been giving us all on our toes. Judgment Day, anxiety, security alert tightens. That story has been keeping us all on our toes. We are wondering
I said
what will be the future of
Day.
Nigeria. It's really not funny. It's really not funny.
Sure.
Flashback to the 2023 election. It was marked by a lot of violence. We saw a lot of videos then. Even in my own polling units here in Rivers State, I saw voters intimidation. Yes, yeah. We saw that. We saw that happen. We saw what played out. Yeah. Even promises Mahmoud Yakubu, that's a person of the INEC chairman, made before the election, that the results will be uploaded real time. Flashback to the election day, the results is uploaded offline on result sheets. So it was really sad what's happened during the February 25th election. It was really sad.
With the thoughts of the past election, almost everyone is having PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome.
Yes.
We know that. We know everything that happened. If you try and remember it, you somehow feel sick. You know, I said it's Judgment Day at the beginning.
It's Judgment Day.
Okay. On reading the headline again, I felt nervous. That was how I felt this morning. Even when I was going through the news and the judge in charge of the case was reading through the prayers, we were reading through the petitions, like my heart was just jumping out of my chest. Like I was thinking, we don't know the outcome. You know, these three party contestants, the Tinubu, Peter Obi, and Atiku. They have their own candidates. They have their own supporters, rather.
Okay.
And you know, whatever results that they call today, we don't know how whether they will revolt. And Mary Odili, the former judge, she came out and posted something, I think yesterday or 2 days
On
back,
Twitter.
that some persons in Nigeria are trying to gaslight the country. I don't know where she heard that from. And you know, bad information spreads faster. Okay, the DSS came online and posted such too, and they end up increasing the security rates. There are more checkpoints. At some point, you see stop and search exercises. But the thing I don't understand in this situation is how they are trying to somehow stop people from protesting.
Okay.
Nigeria as a body, the constitution allows for peaceful protest.
Yes.
For the fact that you don't agree with whatever that is declared, you have the right to protest as a bona fide citizen of the country. So I don't see reason why they would try and say nobody should protest and all that. Fine and good, you can attack persons that are trying to maybe instigate violence and all that. And then the results today now would either make or mar Nigeria.
Yes.
Whatever the tribunal declares today, whatever the judges come out and say with their full chest, if they know the country, the way the country is going is okay by them, they should declare it. Since we are in all this together. The difference between them and me maybe is the financial standard, but we are all Nigerians.
You know,
no Nigerian is better than any Nigerian.
No Nigeria is better than any Nigeria. That's the fact. The law, the rule of law states everybody's equal before the law. That's what the rule of law states. You know, the thing is that what I see playing out in this election, even the tribunals rather, in the tribunal's judgment, Nigerians are, should I say, we have lost hope in our court proceeding.
I feel one of the reasons why it seems like some persons have lost hope is the threats attached to it. Okay, threats of lives, threats of properties. You see somebody speak of something today and you hear that the DSS has picked him up.
Yes.
And you know how the DSS does their thing. When they pick you up, immediately they don't just try you. They keep you in custody for like 1, 2, 3 months.
Yes.
If you keep me in custody for 3 months, Oga, I would declare that I did it. Just let me go. Let me see the daylight.
Yes.
You understand? So most of them are scared of the outcome. Today now, if you come out to the streets, you come out to the streets, you meet an average Nigerian, you ask them about how this election is going. They will first of all look around themselves, know if there's any security personnel, if there's any camera to at least sugarcoat the words that you're trying to say. And then another thing is, when the case in court has been lingering for so long, people will get tired of it.
Yes.
Imagine adjourning cases, the same case today, next week you adjourn, next tomorrow you adjourn, keep adjourning it. Today now, okay, they started, the case was supposed to start 7 a.m. today.
Yes.
I think they started later than that. Till now, they've not given conclusion.
They have been reading the petition.
So you see, most persons, okay, I was watching it on Channels TV, and at 1 p.m. today, they were having 1,100 viewers.
Yes.
Live viewers.
Live viewers.
As we stayed almost 10-20 minutes ahead, the views dropped to 890 something. Yes. So people tend to get tired when the issues get lingering. That's just how it is.
Let's watch it and see what plays out. Amara, I would like you to share your thoughts on this story. I think Jerry has spoken extensively on it.
Yeah, yes. Okay. When I woke up this morning, I was like scared, like what will happen today? Like when I was walking through the road, I was like, what's happening? I was
Everybody has been talking
observing
about
everything. I was okay. Today it seems like the coming of Jesus Christ, and let's hope that something positive comes out. I was even going through something online today, and I saw where the former Adamawa governor was praying. He said they have been praying for a positive outcome. For PDP, that's PDP, you get. And Labour Party also, they have been doing 1 or 2 things, hoping for positive. That means you see that this is a party something. You get. Every party wants to hear positive news or outcome of their own party. Not because we are doing it because we want a one Nigerian president. You get. Everybody just party.
Everybody, you feel that everybody is fighting because of party interest.
Yes. So you see,
we still have common Nigerians fighting because they just want to eat.
Yes,
Yes,
you
because
know,
I saw a
you know,
sad video of
the
this
average
lady,
Nigerian
of
now
an old
cannot.
woman crying.
The average Nigerian cannot boast of 3 square meals.
Yes,
So you know the
definitely.
situation
and things are
whereby
getting more
you know
difficult.
that we know the good from the evil. It's
Yeah.
just that we are just blindfolded by the things that are attached to it, maybe the financial gains.
Although we can't
Yeah.
say people don't have their own sentiment.
Sure.
Everybody have their own sentiment. Your sentiment is based on what you might have experienced, either coming from religion angle or coming from tribalism. Anyhow, we all have our own sentiment. But in the heart of everyone, we want the better future. We want a better future for ourselves.
Exactly.
We want people that can come out and give us solutions to our problem. We don't want to keep hearing these are the policies, this is what we are going to do tomorrow, this is what we are going to do next month. We don't want to keep
Empty
hearing
promises.
that. We don't want to keep, we want Nigeria to work. That's what we want.
Sure. So I'm actually very happy and impressed with the security system because I've been online since months. Because I've been tested, so I've been online. So I've seen the fact that the security system they tried, because I believe that a lot of people are planning to riot, possibly because if my own candidate does not win, the person I want in my mind, I'll be very angry. Though I will not do anything, but I will always cheer up for whoever is being declared. And I feel they are wasting time. Actually, just declare your winner. Let the country continue going. Hopefully.
Let's keep our hands crossed and see what plays out. Although we as Nigerians, we expect that the judiciary should be unbiased, should follow the rule of what the law states, what Nigerian constitution states, which is our supreme authority in a democracy. And then this thing about protest. Some Nigerians are planning, okay, let me don't actually ascertain, but I'm kind of concerned as a Nigerian that what will happen?
One thing that we should always have in mind is wherever there are population, multiple persons, and you know they have diverse choices. They are not limited to only one choice. Okay, we are having 3 choices here. If you choose one, 2/3 of that population have every tendency to riot, at least protest, make noise in disagreement. If they declare the winner now, you don't expect the whole 200 and something million people to just cheer up and just move on like that. Especially when they know what the outcome of the election before the riot, the problems, the attacks, the injuries that people sustained and all that. Okay, take for example that woman in Lagos that they injured her in her eyes. If after all those stress she went through,
and she still came out to vote, that's to show the willingness we were.
And then they
I
declare
felt like
another
the
person
political participation in the just concluded election was the best we have ever seen.
Yes. This is the because
we saw the
according
way
to,
winning
according
votes,
to INEC, the number of persons that collected voters card were huge compared to how it was in
We have
other
been
elections.
experiencing political apathy in Nigeria right here now.
So as I was saying, that woman now that was injured because of she was trying to vote her desired candidate. If she, because I know at this point now, if she's not in her workplace, she would be tuned to her TV, trying to know the outcome, and then they declare another person winner. You don't just expect her to just shout, "Hey," and move on with life. She would get angry, she would remember, and maybe people around her would tell her, "I tell you, say if you leave this thing, if you just collect this thing, we'll give you, or if you just vote, person will tell you, may vote," that kind of thing. So you see how it is.
And I feel whatever is the outcome of this election, this result now, will trigger political apathy in the coming elections, because
it will trigger
I can't vote for somebody and then I feel the person should
my
win.
vote is not counted.
So I will not want to vote again.
Yes, now there were times after the election, there were times when we saw records of people destroying their voters' card and all
I saw that.
Some denouncing Nigeria, they are not from Nigeria and all
like
that.
from what happened.
I see.
I just hope it goes well today.
As I always say, let's just keep our hands crossed and hope for a better tomorrow. All right, let's move over to our next newspaper of the day. We'll be looking at the Daily Times newspaper. The Daily Times is leading with a story, NLC strike cripples economic activities nationwide. We can see a sub-story under that, government offices shut, banks, market, transportation affected. You can read this up on page 5 of the newspaper. Wike vows to recover 34 billion naira owed to FCTA. That's on page 5 of the newspaper. 13 distress calls lead to arrest of 54 criminals. That's according to the Nigerian army. And you can read that up on page 9 of the Daily Times newspaper. Abia will not celebrate first 100 days, says commissioner. That's also on page 9 of the newspaper. Deputy Governor Bokkos withdraws suit against Obaseki. That's on page 10 of the Daily Times newspaper. And that's all we'll be taking for today on the Daily Times. I would like you to share your thoughts on the story on page 4. NLC strike cripples economic activities nationwide.
Okay.
The NLC, they're currently on strike. That's the
Yeah.
Nigerian Labour Congress. They have been on strike for 2 days now. This is the
Yeah,
second
2 days.
day of their
Yes,
strike.
yes,
And this is
yes.
just a warning strike. And they are clamoring for increment in minimum wage following the difficult economy rather that Nigeria is experiencing right now. So do you think this is a good move? The warning strike is a good move by the NLC?
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
Okay.
Because, let's take transportation for example.
Okay.
The removal of fuel subsidy has caused a lot of harm than
Yes.
good in this country, especially within the poor masses. You know, people that are less privileged are unable to reach to their various destinations because of financial constraints. You get? So I think fuel should be around 800 or so. I don't know what's the price.
600.
600 now.
right
Imagine how much was it before now. So personally, from my house, I know it has been hard for us to be able to afford it. So I think they are in order if they go for. The federal government should listen to them and increase and pay attention whatever they want and give it to them. So I think it's a good move.
But Jerry, I feel that the federal government don't respect NLC as a body.
NLC,
Because this is not the first time they have been having this front and back with NLC. It
Yes.
happened during Jonathan time, during Obasanjo's, during Buhari's too. Every time you see this front and back arrangement between NLC and the
federal
Nigerian
government.
government.
Yes.
I feel like the Nigerian Labour Congress has been compromised because
Okay.
the way they used to be,
Before,
Yes.
they don't act like that anymore.
why do you
I
say
feel like
that?
from that, those Obasanjo's regime, they were active. If they say they went back on a strike, I was even surprised that they said 2 days warning strike and it held. Because unlike them, if they after 1 day, maybe they would put food in their mouth from the back and
Okay,
they would
let's
just
flash
move on.
back to
And,
that protest that happened
Exactly.
last month. We thought
Exactly.
it was supposed to go on and on.
Yes.
and all of a sudden, out of the blue, they would cancel everything
Yes.
without even stating reasons why. The fight that the Nigerian Labour Congress is fighting for is very valid.
Correct. Yeah.
Quite all right,
Correct.
because
Correct.
we know removal of subsidy is good to help the Nigerian government, the economy, Nigeria at large.
Yeah.
But you cannot just say you want to remove subsidy overnight without bringing alternatives to save the citizens.
Yes.
Okay, you said you remove subsidy. You don't have a plan B. Okay, this is where we'll be feeding from. This is where we'll be gaining from. This is a new source of income. This is a new economical strategy to cover up for the masses. Okay, the average Nigerian that was in the middle class are now dropping to the poor class. The poor class are now dropping to the poor of the poorest class. Can you imagine? Okay, the persons that can afford 3 square meals a day would now be bragging of only 2, or let's say 1. The NLC is fighting a good fight, but they are compromised. That's just it. Okay, after this warning strike, what follows? After their warning strike
that's the
today,
question to
what
ask.
follows? Would they just sit back and wait for the government to call them? Because I read somewhere that few days before their strike, they called the government for a meeting.
Yeah.
And the government didn't agree. They cancelled it.
Yes.
They sent their representative to let them know that we are not holding this meeting. That is a huge disrespect. The Labour Congress covers every labour organization in the country, and you cannot respect that. That is to say you cannot respect the citizens. That is just it. The Labour Congress are fighting a good fight, actually, but they are compromised because
Yeah.
they do things in a confused manner. Okay, you come out, you give warning strike, 2 days warning strike, which has crippled the economy quite all right.
Yeah.
Some places have closed banks. If you
Have
come on
shut
the streets around 5, instead of people to be in their cars going home, some persons are trekking. The road is littered with people trekking
Yes.
home, unlike how it used to be. But okay, let's say for every good thing to happen, few bad must happen. Okay, let's say this is the bad that happens that crumbled the economy just yesterday and today. After today, what comes next? The Labour Party, the Labour Congress, I don't know if they have other plans or other motives, or they will still just wait for the government and then maybe in 1 month or 2 months' time call off another warning strike. That's why when I read about the Labour Congress going for a strike, I just hissed and moved away, because it's not something that it's worth having headache over.
Okay.
That's just it.
Well, to me, I feel Nigerian government should do something about this.
The Nigerian
Because
government
a lot
should
of
do
things-
something about it though,
Hopefully, yeah.
before this thing turns to another thing. Okay, imagine places like she rightfully said, places that you would go in you transport for a cheaper amount. Now the
Yes,
price
more
has hiked
expensive.
times
It's
two.
very
Yes, very
expensive
expensive.
now.
You will see a
Prices
mature,
of
you will
things
see a
every day.
okay, yesterday I was coming back from work. You see a mature man in his suit and tie trekking.
Trekking.
Even though
Unlike
you have
him.
car, you might not
Yes.
be able to afford
Who,
it.
who would
Yeah.
buy petrol? Okay, you would be in a car. How many people use AC in this recent era? When you buy petrol for 600 naira, just 1 liter, 3,000 naira wouldn't even get you up to 6 to 7 liters. When before, in Buhari's era, 3,000 naira would give you 10 liters petrol.
Seems like things are going worse.
The things have just skyrocketed and no even sign of hope. So the federal
Although
government has to
Tinubu
just come
promised
in.
us 500 billion naira palliative. We're still waiting on
Nigerians are
that.
tired of these
Promises.
empty promises.
Promises, yes.
We've been having promises from when I was in kindergarten till now. Okay, my father would tell me, this government came in power. They promised us they will do this one, they will do this one, they will do this one. They will end up after their tenure not doing up to 10% of that
Yes.
until we die. Okay, the population is 200 million plus. And the population keeps increasing. Our
Yes.
GDP keeps decreasing.
Decreasing.
Yes.
Means of survival keep decreasing. Okay, everybody, the population is depending on oil. What if we wake up one day and the oil dries up, which is not possible? But what if we don't even have other alternatives? And then you call off subsidy. You remove subsidy from petrol.
Without setting
Then Labour Congress comes in person to stand for Nigerians. Yes, we the Labour Congress, we are fronting for Nigerians. We are the voice of the voiceless. Okay, we are holding a 2 days warning strike. Then after that, what comes next? The economy crippled down yesterday and today. People had low sales. Transport increased, some foodstuffs and you know Nigerians now, they would once they take use of chances. Any slight chance. Okay, you know that in this line, 10 shops are here selling foodstuff. You know that the strike, the warning strike has made 6 persons not come. The thing that used to buy for 150, they will say is 300 naira.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what always happens every time.
You see, so the question is, Labour Congress fighting for us is good, but what is the next step? What will be the next outcome after now? If, okay, let's say the government makes it fall on deaf ears again as they used to, will they steal from the back and settle the top tires and then we move on again till another time when they wake up from their slumber again? Let's just leave. This is not a topic to even have a headache about.
All right, let's go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be taking our last newspaper for today.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, welcome back. We are still on the newspaper review on Tap TV, and we'll be taking our last newspaper for today. We'll be taking the Daily Independent. 2012 fuel subsidy protest was mere politics. That's according to Fayemi, and you can read this up on page 6 of the newspaper. Presidential Tribunal judgment, PDP goes spiritual, seeks God's fate. Wait, let me read that again, sorry. Presidential Tribunal judgment, PDP goes spiritual, seeks God's face. That's on page 6 of the newspaper. Tinubu 100-day in office, a display of courage, says minister. And that's on page 7 of the newspaper. Our economic policies already yielding result. That's according to the Vice President Shetima. And you can read that up on page 6 of the newspaper. Shaibu retrace steps withdraws suit against Obaseki, pledged his loyalty. That's on page 7 of the Daily Independent newspaper. Workers comply with NILC warning strike, desert offices. You can read that up on page 8 of the newspaper. And that's all we're taking on the Daily Independent newspaper. I would like you to share your thoughts on this story. 2012 fuel subsidy protest was mere politics. That's coming for Fayemi, former governor of, I think, Ekiti State.
State, yes.
Do you think the protest during the first subsidy protest?
I am actually glad that somebody from the government parastatal is saying this, because from the onset, it was obvious, except you don't look through. It was obvious that it is a political thing. Because then in Jonathan's regime, I could remember the dollar rate was around 145 to 146 naira.
All right.
Then the fuel price was 65 naira. Then Jonathan increased it to 97 naira. Then prominent persons took to the streets protesting Operation Occupy Nigeria. Occupying
That's
Nigeria.
What they tagged it.
Yes. I could remember Wole Soyinka was among
the protesters.
Fela Kuti's son, Femi Kuti, was among.
Yes.
Now, why it's obvious that it is a political thing is, now that the APC, through Tinubu, removed subsidy, removed fuel subsidy. The fuel has increased to 600 now. None of them
saying anything.
None of them came out. None of them tweeted. None of them posted. None of them came out. Then they came out in mass protesting. Why would it be so? Why would it be so? To the extent that a whole president was put in shock that within a week, he reduced it from 97 naira to 87 naira.
Yes.
But since then, everybody has been saying something. The masses have been complaining. Has there been any reduction on it?
It's going on.
Nothing. It's just obvious that it's a political thing, because check well, most of those persons that came out there, most of those known faces, those celebrities, yes, most of them are APC members. Obviously. If you check from the first to the last, how they came out, what they were saying. Another thing is ethnicity.
Yes.
Exactly, because they know Goodluck Jonathan is from the south.
You think ethnicity?
Ethnicity is part of it.
Problem. Yes, I believe.
Ethnicity is part of it.
Something in the 2012 subsidy protest.
Exactly. How many prominent persons would you point out that was from the south? A few number or even none. Okay, since then, our almighty Wole Soyinka, then he came out. He even wore the polo. He changed and wore the polo. An international man doing that, protesting for the good of the country. That's what they said. Now, if he does it, is he going against the country? Why didn't he come out to say something? See, from then till now, he hasn't posted anything. He hasn't said anything. But then he came out, all of them were under the sun, shouting. Even Femi Kuti, that is claiming the big bed, he came out shouting, revolting, even removed his shirt. Doing so that the removal of subsidy would harm Nigerians, would hurt us, would affect our GDP, would crumble the economy. Is it not the same thing happening now? Has anybody said anything? So it's just obvious that Kayode Fayemi is saying the truth.
Very correct.
He is very correct.
But I think that fear also is another thing that could have triggered this silence.
Okay,
fear, because
fear in what sense?
I was expecting that, after the hike in price, people will come out and be like, no, we'll not accept it. But from someone like me, I was like, if they can choose a new government, if I can be against, maybe let me say, I'm not supportive of this government, nothing is being done. I imagine today election, at the end of the day, you see that somebody who is chosen against people's will, some person's will, they'll be like, if on voting day, they supposed winner, the person that you wanted to win did not come up as the winner, what will be done if they go out to go and protest? So people believe that no matter what they do, whether they protest or not, nothing will be done. So people are just like, and another thing is that same fear I'm saying about it, because people like, okay, what if they capture me or see me protesting and come and threaten me or deal with my family? I think just fear is making people unable to voice out their mind.
You are correct to an extent, because Jonathan was known as a soft president. Yes. Okay. He doesn't want anything that will instigate violence and all that, and it's especially something that will result to bloodshed. Exactly. Imagine a president that removes subsidy. Within a week after the protest, he reduced the price by 10 naira. You can imagine. But to another angle is, this Tinubu on seat now, he's not all that harsh, if you notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to when
yeah.
Buhari came on
Was
seat.
on seat.
Even when he was head of state, and even because when Buhari came on seat, his first 100 days, he started removing, deleting people, putting new persons.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw that. He said
Exactly.
he was fighting corruption.
Exactly. Even if we know that he lingered, he increased the corruption rates. But fear, I don't think fear is mainly it. It's just a political thing.
It's a political
It's just
thing.
political because they are making it one-sided. Okay, when it wasn't my brother on seat, it wasn't my person, it wasn't my candidate on seat. Everything you say would be ill. Remember, Bible said, "Love covered multitude of sin."
Yes.
Okay, when you are doing it wrongly, I know I am gaining from it. I am eating from it. Somehow, I am having droplets that when it comes to me and my family will be all right. I wouldn't say a word about it.
Yeah.
But when I realized that, okay, if I count my first, second, third generation, none of them are related to your cabinet members, none of them are related, none of them are having ministerial position and all that. I'll just want to revolt and criticize and complain about what is going on. That is just it. It's just a
I
political
think
thing.
why I said fear is because if you can remember the NSAS saga, you see
Okay.
that with everything that happened, the abduction and everything, nothing changed. You get, so imagine if your brother was part of the people that died during NSAS saga. Would you advise any of your sibling or relative to go for another protest? Because obviously, if police does not shoot somebody will be injured. You get, so it's like a lawless society. People get hurt for saying they don't want something. So I feel it's fear. Maybe not really practically fear, but at least fear is among the reason why people did not protest concerning this hike, you guys.
Well, we actually had men from high tops. We had an international personality like Wole Soyinka during that. Are you trying
Exactly.
to say Wole Soyinka is scared of
as a
Tinubu?
person, is not scared of anybody because he has reached heights that
Yes.
many Nigerians haven't gotten to, and some Nigerians would not get to. You see, so it's why I said it's a political thing is involving a legend like Wole Soyinka coming out to the streets, even putting on the protest polo or Occupy Nigeria. Now, Wole Soyinka is even closest to Tinubu compared to how he was to Jonathan.
Yes.
So it's like my brother is in power. He knows what he's doing. Even if some of them, deep down them, they know that this government is somehow confused. Deep down, they know the government is somehow confused because before you say, okay, let's remove subsidy, you should have sat down, drafted out a plan B.
Yes, a plan B. Yes.
Exactly. This is how
To alleviate the
we would
effect.
go. Imagine, okay, you come into a building, you close the elevator, and you didn't have plan for staircase, so that somebody will at least see another way coming down. Everybody knows the truth. Some persons just want to deceive themselves. Some persons are scared, like she said. Then some persons know that they are benefiting from it.
Yes.
And you know this nepotism, since it's favoring me, it's favoring my family, it's grace, we are benefiting from it.
It's
Every
grace.
other person can go to hell. That's just it.
That's just it.
The thing is, the point of everything is let's keep whatever sentiments we might have aside. Let's keep tribalism aside. Let's keep party politics aside. Let's keep our religious sentiment too aside. And let's fight and push for a better Nigeria. All right, we have come to the end of this exciting episode of the newspaper review on TAP TV. I had an amazing time here on the newspaper review. Thank you for joining me, Jerry and Amara. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I still remain your host, Sophia John. Follow us on all our social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are all on every social media platform. Do well to follow us. Till we meet next time tomorrow. Stay safe.